All right, welcome everybody to Beer with a Queer. All right, I am here with a guest today. We're not going to wait to drink and try it together. That's fine. I'm here with a very rude guest today.
We're waiting? We're waiting.
Called Steve Miller.
Named Steve Miller.
That's what he's called. You may have heard of him on the podcast. He's been referred to on the podcast multiple times. He's a horrible person. He's a creep. Fuck Steve Miller, I believe. One person has said.
The one person being you.
One person may have said that.
Sure.
So we're here with Steve today. We're at a biscuit pop-up put on by the Lalo Chateau. Shout out Sarah and Donnie. We're here at the Benz. And we're going to try for the very first time, and our very first sip, a vanilla porter from Breckenridge Brewery, home of the lesbian skiing.
I'm excited to try it.
Let's try it for the first time.
Let's try it. Here we go.
It's my first time. That's delicious.
It's fucking fantastic.
That's really good. As you guys know, I typically like every beer I try. This one is legit delicious.
Well, this is like a classic OG of craft beer. Breckenridge Brewery Vanilla Porter. Been around for some time. I've had it for the first time years ago, Jeff.
You've been around
so
for
I
some
wasn't
time.
being rude.
Yeah.
I was experiencing something I've already experienced.
Like gay sex. Just kidding. He's straight. Why do I need to define that to you? What is your problem that you need to put labels on people like that?
But you're the one that put the label on me, so it's more your problem.
It's your problem now.
I feel like there's a projection happening.
It's your problem now.
Yeah, to your fan. I feel like your fan is probably going to be offended by
your fan. Don't talk about yourself like that. You have a name. You're called Steve Miller.
A lot of vanilla in it.
The beer's fine. We're gonna try the beer. It's good. It's a very smooth vanilla front flavored, nice, quickly off the palate porter. It's nice. It's rounded flavors.
You write for Beer Advocate yet? Or?
I've yet to find a beer company to sponsor me. Isn't that weird?
That's very surprising.
I think also because they're called breweries, not beer companies.
Probably. How would you describe this beer? Tastes good? There's vanilla in it? No shit, it's vanilla in the name.
Yeah, and it tastes like... Do you know how many times I've tried something with a flavor in the name and it tastes nothing like it?
7.
89 episodes, I'd say 7 is great. You do watch. You are my fan.
I watch and I keep track.
You're like,
this
he
one.
liked this.
He likes this one.
Somebody should keep track.
I would like to thank you for bringing me to a pop-up biscuit. I will say this about Jeff. He's a terrible human being, but also a wonderful host. He said, Steve Miller's going to come by and film something with me. Where can I get him to come out on a Sunday afternoon? Well, I know there's a place with biscuits. And here we are.
Biscuits in a hipster bar.
Sort of my entire aesthetic.
It's the sponsors he's looked for his whole life. You look a little bit like Poppin' Fresh.
I feel a little bit like Poppin' Fresh.
You look
This is where if I could, this is where I'd pop lock if I could.
Yeah.
I can't.
You look like a can of biscuits.
So this is why I drove an hour? I drove an hour to be insulted. I could have called my mother to be insulted. I could fucking do that. I could have stayed home.
I talked to her
I could have stayed
earlier.
home and done that. Well, my mother's passed away.
She said, Esteban?
Now my mother is some sort of immigrant from a Central American country like Panama. She was.
See? So much I know and care. Because if one thing Beer with the Queer is known for, it's being accurate.
Always. For example, this beer has vanilla in it.
Vanilla. So what are we gonna? Oh, so one thing about Steve, straight Steve we'll call him, so you don't get confused by his look and everything about him. He is actually a big fan of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Some say the biggest.
Nobody says that.
Some. We didn't specify who.
Your girlfriend's like, you're the biggest fan, and it's a problem.
Yeah, and stop watching all the foreign franchises. I'm not watching Drag Race with subtitles. Oh, but we are. Oh, but we are.
And we can talk briefly because they just hit top 4 right now.
Top 4, which was a travesty, should have been top 3.
And what are your feelings on that?
Well, first of all, get very disappointed when I watch reality competition shows. And the whole point of the competition show is to eliminate somebody. And then RuPaul makes the big statement. Here's the thing. I told myself I was going to eliminate somebody every week, and I'm going to stick to it. And that's the exact moment I knew nobody's going to get fucking eliminated. And it's frustrating to me. I want to see eliminations because obviously Mistress should have gone home. Anitra should have won. Mistress was the worst of the challenge. And even though her runway was fantastic, I still think Mistress should have gone home, even though I've come around on it.
Did you think that the runway was fantastic? Here was my problem. If that was a solid color dress, I think it would have been fantastic. that weird cheetah print with everything, it was too much.
But here's the thing: the only thing that tied her makeup to the dress was the cheetah print.
Well, because
the
she's
purple
just
in the
doing
makeup.
stamping her makeup every time. Nothing has changed.
Oh, hard disagree. Hard disagree.
I don't
Jeffrey.
care how hard you get when you disagree. It's
Well,
still wrong.
I have an anger boner. I don't know what to tell you. When people talk bullshit to me, immediately get aroused. Immediately. No, look, I think Mistress is great. I think she should have gone home. I don't like competition shows where everybody gets to hang around, although I do like the version of All Stars where they don't send anybody home. So it's full of hypocrisy. Full of hypocrisy. I get it. But in this version of the show, I want motherfuckers to go home. And in this case, it should have been Mistress. And obviously, Sasha Colby should win the entire thing.
All right, well, he's getting no arguments from me there. I actually agree with every single thing that he said, and that makes me uncomfortable and has actually given me an innie as opposed to an outie when it comes to my heart-on. So that is problematic.
Troubling.
It's troubling to me. I can't even speak because I agree with him so much.
Come on,
it
joke
bothers
bot.
me.
You got broken, joke bot. Troubling.
I'm not a
Troubling.
I'm not a robot. I'm a person. I'm a real boy. All right. Thank you for being on the show.
By the way, I'm a real boy is exactly what a robot would scream out. We're using show, really, a loose definition of the word show. Come to this dirt parking lot, drink a beer with me, I'll put it on my phone. It's my show.
I have a producer and cameraman.
You have a tripod that's shaking while he laughs.
First of all, you've clearly seen him naked if you're calling him tripod.
Oh,
What up?
come on,
All
good
right.
for you, and good for you.
To see when he's angry. All right.
Rage boner. The stiffest of all boners.
One thing, curious enough, stay tuned in the future. The paparazzi around here.
Difficult. This is why you brought me to this undisclosed dirt lot. It'll be quiet. We can do it here. There won't be motorcycles and helicopters zipping all around.
I'm actually not allowed to tell men, hey, come with me, it'll be quiet here. They get real nervous. Leave in the comments if you would like to see more of Steve Miller and I together. A, we're doing a show end of April at Zoe's in St. Pete. If you live in the area, come see us. B, we're in talks of doing another project together.
I love the way you talk, by the way. Like, this is a show and we're in talks. We just ate biscuits and talked about doing a podcast. But this motherfucker makes everything sound Hollywood. And I fucking love it. I love it. I'm a big fan of it. I love being on this show. I love your producer. I love the big negotiations we had.
I'm a content creator. I'm a storyteller.
You are.
I'm a storyteller who is telling my story.
Yeah, you certainly are. You are a storyteller. With big talks. Big talks. Our agents were involved.
Did you know this had vanilla in it?
Oh, it's in a porter.
I'm out of here. I can't. What a dick. That's the end. We'll see you next week.